That damn Shonda Rhimes ought to be ashamed of herself. She probably caused some people to have heart attacks. That shit was so fucking intense. I was at the edge of my seat, holding my heart. Oh my God, sitting up. Oh my God, I gotta write that down real quick. I am your girl, Talisa Rae, and we are reviewing How to Get Away with Murder, season number 4, episode number 8. Okay, yeah, I didn't give y'all 7, but do you really care about 7 now? I don't think so. You care about this fall finale, and we're going to skip all the pleasantries because y'all watch enough videos to know what you're supposed to do, okay? Let's get into it. When the scene opens up, we see the party in full swing, and I was feeling like, wait, I know I watched 7 even though I didn't review it. It was in full swing. Ali runs through the party because he just got off the phone with Connor, and Connor had said Annalise knows. He's flying through the party. A peer tries to stop him to introduce him to his wife, and he's all like, I got a bathroom emergency, I'm sorry. Goes on the elevator, takes the elevator down. He goes into the actual law firm and runs into Asher, Laurel, and Michaela. And as he's coming, he's all, what's wrong? He walks up. And all we see is him scream, him look down, and him scream, and they grab him by the mouth really quickly. Shonda was like, y'all ain't finna see yet. Rewind to 24 hours before, 23 hours before. Honey, and I was on the edge of my seat. That woman knows that she knows how to produce a show, okay? We know that her casting director is phenomenal, because them people... If I was a writer, a director, a producer, I would be like, can we get them? Can we get them? Because they feel like they my family. Well, we see Oliver and Connor in front of Laurel's house. Wes's apartment, now Laurel's apartment. And they're having a banter back and forth. He says, I don't understand why you wouldn't tell me. I was trying to protect you. Blase, blase. You're not who I thought you were. Let me have the ring back. Now, y'all remember episode 7, he proposed to Ali. And Ali felt the need to be open and honest because he had been lying, okay? Which was a good thing, I suppose. But hell, now he wants the ring back because I thought we was in a good place and we not in a good place. Laurel opens the door and he's all like, did you call them ahead of time? You know, and it feels like a little bit of betrayal, right? It feels like a little betrayal. He goes in and he starts going at them, saying, you making a mistake. What are you doing, Laurel? You're jeopardizing your baby. You're jeopardizing Michaela and, you know, Ali, and you don't care. And then she goes into her spiel about Wes, and he looks at Frank and tells Frank, and you, I'm ashamed of you. Annalise is right about you. Like, he goes in, and I'm all like, Frank is gonna fuck you up. Like, this is what I'm thinking in my mind. He goes in and says, you know, Annalise is right. You're just a child. You haven't grown up yet. You just transferred from one mommy to another, which is Annalise. From Annalise to Laurel. And then Frank lunges at him. Like, we knew it was gonna happen. I don't know why Connor didn't know it was gonna happen. Like, Connor knew he was pushing them buttons. Connor knew he was finna get him, and he had him up against the wall, hanging, his feet dangling on the ground. Honey, he wasn't on the ground. Them feet was up. Y'all didn't see that? Y'all better get into it. Rewind, okay? Go ahead, rewind that thing. So they all, stop, get off him, get off him. Now, as Laurel is running towards him, I'm all like, no, you gonna get hurt. Like, you the last person that need to be up over there trying to stop. You got that big ass belly, girl. Everybody knows you need to stay away from that shit. So they break him up. And Connor just says, I just want everybody to be safe. I just wanted us to be done with this. And the phone rings. Because Connor had called Annalise and she had not answered. I just want to be done with this. And then Laurel appeals to his senses while he's calling, you know, saying, you don't have to be involved. I'm not going to be there. Just don't tell Annalise. Please, you owe me this. X, Y, and Z. He answers the phone. He falls for the okie doke and just plays it off like he was calling about work, some kind of work related issue. And she's all, let's forget about the class action suit for the weekend. I mean it. Don't call me unless it's a disaster. So they hang up the phone. All of this is happening concurrently while they are arguing back and forth in Laurel's apartment. Bonnie has showed up at Annalise's hotel. Annalise sees her and is shocked. I'm shocked too. Like, Bonnie, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and she's got that lost fucking puppy dog look on her face. Like, oh, I miss you. I need you. Like, I need to talk to you. And she's all like, I have nothing to say to you. I mean, and Bonnie starts to plead her case. Starts to say, I understand now why we've done this to one another. Because Annalise told her that she knew that she had went to see Isaac Roa, the therapist, and said, you know, you have a problem. And she was like, I love you. I know that now. We love each other, and this is why. And I'm all like, well, what kind of love is this you got for her? Is this some lesbianish love? Lesbianic love? Is that a word? Lesbian love? Or is this just like friend love? Because it's extreme. You do seem a bit obsessive. And Bonnie tells her, and Annalise tells her, if you don't leave, I'm going to call the police. Because guess what? I'm afraid of you. Bitch, yeah, you like Fatal Attraction. I'm all like, what? Who the fuck says it's because I love you and I need you in my life? Like, she's trying to plead to her sensibility. She's definitely codependent on Elise. And Elise is trying to break all these people from this drug with her crazy self. Because she's the one that has them addicted. You know, shit. It's the substance that keeps them coming back, honey. Y'all know it to be true. Oh, I failed to mention that Connor said he was going as Ollie's +1 since Asher is going as Michaela's +1. And, you know, they couldn't say anything about it at all. Laurel wasn't going, and neither was Frank. Jumpers into the party. We see Simon come up and approach Ollie and Connor. And Simon instantly goes in on Connor about not having a job and leaving school, etc. And I promise you, as he was doing this, I was like, does Simon have a thing for Oliver? Like, I was feeling like right then, like, oh yeah, I had been feeling like that these last episodes, that he was kind of, you know, really digging Oliver in a way that was not of a platonic friendship. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So they're at the party, and Laurel's at home pacing back and forth, and Frank has broken into Simon's house and planted some research onto Simon's personal computer. Now, if y'all don't remember, because, you know, I hope you really rock with How to Get Away with Murder. So if y'all remember in episode 7 that I did not review, we found out that Simon was a DACA case. You know, that he was an actual immigrant, that he could lose his citizenship if he got caught, you know, fucking up. So we found that out, and we also saw that they were going to pin everything on Simon. All of a sudden, Laurel gets a mysterious call, and then we go and we see Bonnie, and Bonnie shows up at Nate's house. You ever look at Nate and see how he's always like real, when he's looking at you, he's all looking at you like a skeptic, like he's watching you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't trust you. He always looks at Bonnie like, I got my eye on you, like I'm side-eyeing you, like you ain't to be trusted, like, what's up, Bonnie? That's how he looks at her. But she comes to him wanting an AAA meeting, as in Annalise anonymous meeting. She has wine and she wants to talk. And they start talking about how, you know, Bonnie says that Annalise knows and that about her going to see Isaac, and that Nate told her. And Nate's like, I never said anything. See, and we don't see that it clicked for Bonnie yet. We don't see that click. We don't see that click that baby Isaac told Annalise himself. But it will, because you saw when Isaac had a phone call from Josie, you know, and those little experts all through the season, it will. You know, that's my analytical mind going ahead of schedule. We'll see that probably in part 2 of season 4. But he also tells Bonnie, because Bonnie asked, how did you get over Annalise? And he said, I'll let you know when I do. Well, we all know he's still got a thing for Annalise. He's got this big tough guy exterior all the time. Ain't no way he ain't still in love with her. Y'all know how hard you be trying to get over somebody, and you be trying to be so tough, like, I don't care. Well, that's exactly where he is. Like, I gotta hate her to get her out of my system, but hate is just the exact opposite of love. Anybody you hate that strongly, you really kind of love that strongly. Annalise goes to Isaac's house concurrently, and she's talking to Isaac because Isaac has a thing for Annalise. He admits it to his wife, and which is kind of scary because his wife, and of course I forget her name, Jacqueline, I want to say, says just the fact that you admit it says that there's a problem. But if you look at Annalise, she is playing on his senses of him liking her. She might have some kind of feeling for him, but she's got her feminine wiles going for her. Y'all know that Annalise is crafty and is cunning, and she knows exactly what to do to get what she wants. And I see it. She's playing it, you know, like she wants the therapist-client relationship, but she's also playing it like you heard her say, I need you. Like, that I need you wasn't like I need you as my therapist. It was like I need you. She's playing on his senses. But she might got something for him. What y'all think? Y'all think I'm tripping? Do y'all think that we know that Isaac has something for her. But do y'all think she's playing him? Well, you know, I think she's playing him because it's so true to Annalise. All while Annalise is having this banter with Isaac in his office, at the party, Simon gets Oliver by himself and says that Connor, you know, I really don't hate Connor. I just am jealous of him. He has something that I want. He's privileged and he has more than he has something I want. And he was like, well, you can get all that. He was like, no, he has you. He doesn't deserve you. He's got a thing for Oliver. And it was solidified. I was like, I knew you had a thing for Oliver. And he was like, so what? You gay? And he was like, I don't know what it is, but I know that I want you in my life, that I want to be around you. I'm all like, yeah, you've been waiting for that opportunity, because he was like an Ollie back in season 3. Y'all remember when he was working for Annalise and he was always in Oliver's face? Y'all remember that or not? Go back and look at season 3, because he was always in Oliver's face. It had me take a deep breath a little bit, because I was like, okay, so now they're going to use that even more so against him, is how I felt. Like, you just opened up at the wrong time. But Oliver had, like, humanity hit him. And he was like, we can't do it because not only is he in love with me and he's a closet gay, but he's also a DACA case. Nobody wants to back out. Everybody's all like, this is good. And right when Oliver is saying he wants to back out, who shows up? Laurel. I don't know what that mystery phone call was, but whatever that mystery phone call was is what prompted her to get her ass up and go to that party. Get her pregnant self up, get dressed, put on stockings, y'all. No, she didn't have no stockings on, but heels and a suit, and go to that party. And they were all shocked. And she was like, I knew y'all would back out, because she walked right up while Oliver was saying, we need to forget about it because of his feelings for me and because he's a DACA case immigrant. But you know, Michaela's all like, we're not doing that. We ain't backing out. And Laurel show up. They show ain't backing out. So all the while the party's going on, and you see the interaction between Tegan and Asher and Michaela. Michaela's job is to get the access card, which is in Tegan's McQueen clutch. And you know, you don't let it go, because it's an expensive little clutch. It's cute. But it's having some bad luck. They have a plan. You've got Oliver and Laurel and downstairs waiting for Connor and Asher. And then, of course, Asher and Michaela. But you have Connor floating around, who's now starting to freak out and decides he wants to call Annalise. And he tells Annalise what's going on, okay? Well, all this time, Michaela is standing next to Tegan. It's almost Tegan's turn to go up and give her speech, and she's holding her clutch. And she leans over, and it's very clever, that Michaela, and says, you wouldn't catch a male partner holding his clutch while giving a speech. And that made her relinquish the clutch. And I'm kind of like, what else was in that clutch, though? What else was in that clutch? Because she holding tight onto it. You would give your clutch to your assistant, your intern, who you kind of trust, that you done bought some, $1,500 Christian Louboutins for. You would give her your purse to hold. Like, what else is in that purse, y'all? I'm just kind of wondering what else is in that purse, me personally. I'm wondering. It's going to come out in the rinse. When she gets the purse and Tegan goes up, she hands the card over to Asher. She tells him her speech is a little over 5 minutes. Set your clock for 5 minutes. They set their timer. He goes downstairs. Asher, gives it to Oliver. Laurel snatches it, goes absolutely batshit crazy trying to open it up because she's anxious and excited Oliver's like, hold on, you're moving too fast. Slow down. And they get access. They get access, and when they're inside, Ollie goes to work. But Ollie finds out that the files and Tara's files are not just in one server. They're in several servers, and so they'll have to go download all the files. You hear me? They have to download all of the files. So they work fast. Time is ticking. I'm all like, they're gonna get caught. They're gonna get caught. That's how somebody dies. They're gonna get caught. Like I'm literally at the edge of my seat the entire time. I'm all like, oh my God, they're gonna get caught. They're gonna get caught. What's going on? They're gonna get caught. Well, they end up making it out on time. When they come out, Asher is supposed to take the key card back to Michaela, and she's supposed to put it back in the purse and give the purse back to Tegan. Flawless, okay? Well, first off, let's just say Michaela got nervous and left her post. Like, she was supposed to still be up there while Tegan was giving her speech, okay? Why would you leave your space? Like, what the fuck is going on through your mind? Y'all are not meant to be criminals, and y'all have done this before. You done been in this place before, and you know how shit operates. Calm the fuck down. That's how you know they really ain't with the business, because real criminals, honey, be real calm, and you stick with the plan. You stick with the plan, and you ride it out to the end. Nobody deviates from the plan, but no. Asher decides you need to plant this card on Simon. Give him a wet, sloppy, juicy kiss and slide it in his pocket. Because, of course, they are now playing on his weakness, right? Which is Ollie. Oliver starts to look for Simon. He's looking around. He goes back up to the party. He does not find him. But this is when Oliver gets that phone call from Connor. Connor tells Oliver it is Annalise. I told Annalise, and Annalise said, get Laurel out of here. Get her out of here. Don't let her, get her out of there. Get her out of there. Look, I can't really remember, but what I remember is get her out of there, okay? Get Laurel out of there. He is flying downstairs now, through past the peer who wanted him to meet the wife. Now here we are, back from the beginning, into the elevator, downstairs, through the Kaplan doors, sees the three of them, walks up, screams, because who do we find out is dead? I kind of had a feeling a couple episodes that it would be Simon. I was like, oh my God, Simon is dead. Oh my God. So they didn't show us right then how Simon died. They had to give us the rewind. Y'all, I like a rewind. So I love that. So what happened was they were down there talking. Michaela, Asher, and Laurel were talking, saying that they had the files. Michaela was asking Asher for the key card, and he said Oliver has it, and it's supposed to be planting it on Simon. And all of a sudden, Simon walks up, and Simon's all like, what is supposed to be happening? What is Oliver supposed to do to me? And Asher tries to play it off and says, plant a big wet one on you. And he said, no, I heard a key card. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, he walks up to them, and Laurel's all like, okay, the best thing I can do now is try to plead to his sensibility with money. I'll pay you anything, just hold on. Because he's like, I heard you say key card. I'll pay you 50 grand. I'll pay you 100 grand. And he's like, let me see what's in the purse first. Now the lady's pregnant, and he goes to reach for the purse from her, and he's tussling with her with the purse. Now, first and foremost, he ought to know that she's pregnant. It's she biggest day. Does he not know that she's pregnant? Like, why would you do that? Now you also are endangering the baby. But Laurel really put the baby in harm's way. Like, how do y'all feel about her even being there? I mean, they all deviated from the plan. Connor shouldn't have been in the plan. Laurel's ass was supposed to be at home in the bed waiting to hear some shit. Asher giving the wrong idea to Ollie to plant the card. He was supposed to just get the card back and give it back to Michaela. They put it back in the purse. All this deep plan deviation got on my nerves though, but it was very suspenseful. Anyway, back to what was going on. So they tussle for the purse. He grabs the purse. He feels the purse, says, what's in it? Let me see what's in it. And he grabs a gun. He grabs out Laurel's gun and said, what are you doing? Why do you have this? And both Asher and Michaela are shocked. Why do you have a gun? And then dumbass Simon is holding the gun, pointing. Don't point the gun at her. She's pregnant. Like, I'm all like, Simon, you so fucking green. You think you with the business. Why are you pointing the gun? And then all of a sudden he goes towards them. Michaela is pushing him away from Laurel. He backs up. He slips on the chair, falls, shoots himself through the head. He's laid out in a pool of blood. Oliver walks in. That's what Oliver sees. Oliver screams like a bitch. Oliver begins to do CPR. Asher first takes the gun. Oliver then begins to do CPR, trying to save Simon. Child. Why would Asher pick up the gun? I'm not really sure. Like, Asher, we've been here before. Why are you picking up the gun? Like, what the fuck are you doing, Asher? So, Asher picks up the gun. Laurel and Michaela scream, what are you doing? Then somebody says, call 911. Asher begins to call 911. Michaela says, wait. She gets the gun back from... Let me back up. She tells Laurel, gives Laurel her bag and tells Laurel, you get out of here, go get in a taxi cab, pay cash, because if your dad finds out you're here, he would have known that you were here. He would know what we were up to with Antares. So she puts the McQueen purse down, which she was never supposed to do. Here's why I'm all like, Tegan, what was in that purse? And I say that because you see them focus in on Tegan's purse. They're not going to focus on anything, an inanimate object like that, unless it has some significant meaning. Does she have a recorder in there? What is inside of Tegan's purse that made it so detrimental that they zoomed in on it when she put it down to pick up tissue? And then when she didn't have it in her hand. Y'all explain that to me. You tell me, am I being a conspiracy theorist? I am not. You know that there's something in that purse, or something has to do with that purse. There's something about that purse, okay? I'm telling you, I can't wait till January. So she wipes off Laurel's face, sends Laurel on her way, tell her to go straight home. Then she wipes everything off, and then she stages things back like they were, because it was really an accident. They could have just called the police, let Laurel go. They could have just called the police, and if Asher hadn't touched that gun, everything would have been fine. They call 911. All while this is happening, Annalise calls Frank and says, what the fuck is wrong with you, you big dummy? What is wrong with you? As she's walking up the stairs, because the elevator isn't coming, she's walking up the stairs and goes to her floor 11, and she hears screams. Then they cut us to Laurel in the taxi. She's on her way home. She gets her phone. She sees that she has a voice message, and it's from Annalise. And Annalise says, Laurel, leave the party. You are right. I'll help you. You have to trust me again. So she decides, taxi man, take me over here to the hotel. Evergreen Hotel. I think that's what her hotel is called. Well, we see her get out of the elevator. And we see a drop of blood. Get out of the car and go into the elevator. Or right in front of the elevator, we see her and there's a drop of blood. She gets in the elevator and she begins to bleed heavily. Blood dropping down her legs, smeared down her legs. Heavily blood. Like, I was like, oh my God, the baby. Oh my God, the baby. It was so much blood that she ended up passing out, but she tried calling 911, but there's no service in there. She calling 911, there's no service. She starts yelling, help me, somebody help me, somebody help me, and that is what Annalise hears. These fucking actresses are acting like they're acting for Jesus. Like, this is going to get them into heaven. Like, I got to give it all out, put it all on the line, because in order for me to get into heaven, I've got to do this thing, because it was so believable, especially when Annalise realized that it was Laurel and she was in the elevator, and she opened that elevator up with that knife, and she saw her and couldn't get the gate open, and she started panicking and screaming, and oh my God, I've called 911, Laurel. Wake up, Laurel. Shaking her leg, shaking her leg, shaking her leg. So she's on the phone with the 911 operator, and the 911 operator says, get the baby. And I'm all like, the baby's out? The baby's out? Where's the baby? So where was the blood coming from? Like, You know, I've had a baby. I've seen a couple babies be born, and I don't remember ever being that much blood. Like, that was a lot of blood. Get the baby. You got to get the baby. She's like, can't reach the baby. I mean, the panic. I was breathing hard like, oh, my God, the baby. Oh, my God, the baby. Oh, my God, the baby. So she gets the baby out, and the operator is saying, perform CPR on the baby. And, of course, Annalise is like, I don't know how to do that. What am I supposed to do? The baby's not breathing. You know, and operators have been trained to be super duper calm in these situations. And baby, she was calm and told her what to do. I was like, oh my God, look at the baby. The baby, of course, is a beautiful brown baby boy, brown cocoa colored skin. And he cocoa colored complexion, and she's just got them 2 fingers and pressing on the heart, 120 beats per minute. Just keep going, just keep going. And she's counting. You know, if you've had CPR, which I've had CPR before, you're counting 1,000, 2, 1,000. Like, keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing. And I'm like rooting for, oh my God, the baby's not gonna wake up. The baby's not gonna wake up. Oh my God, the baby's not. Like, I'm like totally immersed in this, and all the while, here we are going back and forth, and there's the ambulance. I'm thinking that they're giving us a glimpse forward that the ambulance is for Laurel. But it was not an ambulance. It was an operating room, and they had Simon in there trying to save his life. They were giving him CPR or whatever the hell you do in there, some surgery, trying to stop the hemorrhaging, trying to, you know, getting back on. Now, I don't remember there being a flat line. Do you guys remember if there was a flat line for Simon? Because simultaneously, as they cut away from Simon, they came back to Annalise and the baby, and she was still doing it, and she was crying. And Annalise kept saying, live, live, live. Oh my God, just thinking about, like, that had to be so traumatic to play. Live. Think about that. Annalise had just lost her own baby boy, like, and that she had him and he was gone. You know what I'm saying? Just think. So all that emotion was poured into that baby. Live, live. Is she gonna be triggered back into having a alcoholic relapse? She's gonna want to drink. I don't want to drink. Live, live, live. I was just like, oh my God. And then they cut away and they go around. Oh, I missed a whole part. They cut away and they go around the building, and we hear a baby cry. Maybe this happened right after. Maybe I didn't miss it. Then we see Connor calling back up. When the police were called and they got there, a detective asked if he was Asher. Asher said, can we talk to him for a moment? Okay. Back forward to where we are with Connor in front of Laurel's apartment. Laurel's not there. Where is she? And he's like, oh my God, they're arresting Asher. Well, Asher's dumbass touched the gun. Okay. Let's just be real. Asher's dumbass touched the gun. And this is a lawyer's office. Do they have like cameras and shit? Like, not where they meet the clients, but just in like the common area of the job? Y'all. So anyway, he's talking and he's saying to her, she's not here. And she's like, where is she? And he's like, I don't know. Anything could have happened to her. See, now Asher is going to jail. Simon is dead. Laurel could have fell and hit her head somewhere and be dead too. Dominique's down there on the side looking. Dominique, what he can't wait to go back and tell her dad, like, he don't know what. At least Connor didn't say anything about the baby. Okay, at least Connor didn't say anything about the baby, and now I'm kind of fearful for Connor's life. And then I forgot to mention what caused Laurel to miscarry like she did. It was when Frank was choking Connor, and she pulled him off, and when he swung back, he hit her dead smack in the stomach. If she was still at the hotel, she would have been fine. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I covered it all. What do you think happened with this episode? How do you feel? How do you feel about the fall finale? Can you not wait till the winter season premiere? I'm excited because I can't wait to see season 4, episode number 9. I need to see them next 8, okay? 9 through 16. Run them real quick for me, Shonda Rhimes. Can you leak them or something? Can somebody show me something? I really enjoy that show so much so. I'm going to try to be better with it when it comes back around in January. Thank you so much for watching. my review of How to Get Away with Murder, season number 4, the fall finale. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next video.